Archangel Michael says, only 8 minutes left. I am sending a life-changing good news. You will receive $30 million tonight at 11 p.m. if you open it now, otherwise you will lose all money. This is not a fleeting moment or a casual whisper from the universe. This is a divine announcement, a celestial call crafted specifically for you, delivered with precision and urgency. The heavens have aligned, and the spiritual realm is holding its breath, waiting for your response. 8 minutes is not just a number, it's a sacred window, a divine deadline that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. This is the moment where your life can pivot, where the trajectory of your existence can shift into something abundant, something miraculous, something that was always meant for you. Your heart might be racing, your spirit trembling, as if it knows something monumental is unfolding. That's not a coincidence. That's your soul recognizing the weight of this moment. This message didn't find you by accident. It wasn't a random scroll or a fleeting thought. It's a direct transmission from the divine, carried by Archangel Michael, the warrior of light who guards your destiny. He's speaking to you alone, not to the masses, not to the world, but to you, the one reading these words, the one whose spirit is stirring. The $30 million isn't just money. It's a divine deposit, a restoration of everything stolen, a repayment for every tear, every closed door, every moment you thought you were forgotten. You've walked through valleys of struggle, through nights where the weight of the world pressed against your chest. You've whispered prayers in the dark, wondering if they reached the heavens. You've carried dreams that felt too big, too impossible, too far out of reach. Those moments weren't wasted. Every tear was seen. Every prayer was heard. Every step you took, even when your strength was failing, was a step toward this divine appointment. The heavens have been preparing, orchestrating, aligning. And now, the moment has arrived. The divine is ready to pour out a blessing so vast, so undeniable, that it will rewrite your story in a single night. But there's a condition, a sacred requirement. This blessing demands your faith. It calls for your obedience. It requires you to act now, within this fleeting 8-minute window. If you hesitate, if you doubt, if you let this moment slip through your fingers, the opportunity will vanish. Not because the divine is unkind, but because the spiritual realm moves in precise rhythms, in sacred cycles that open and close like the tides. This is your tide. This is your moment. At 11 p.m. tonight, a supernatural transfer of wealth, favor, and destiny is set to manifest, but only if you open your heart, right now, to receive it. Why the urgency? Why the countdown? Because this isn't just about you. This $30 million is generational. It's meant to break chains of lack, to shatter cycles of struggle, to rewrite the story of your family, your lineage, your future. It's not just currency, it's a key to unlock doors that have been sealed for generations. It's the provision to fund dreams you've buried, to heal wounds you've carried, to build a legacy that will echo through time. But the enemy of your soul knows this. There are forces, seen and unseen, that have fought tirelessly to keep you from this moment. They've whispered lies of unworthiness, planted seeds of doubt, and orchestrated delays to make you believe you're not ready, not worthy, not chosen. Archangel Michael stands before you now, his sword raised, his voice unwavering. He declares that the lies end here. The delays end here. The sabotage ends here. Someone in your life, someone you trusted, someone close, has been working against you. Not openly, not with bold betrayal, but in the shadows, with subtle envy, with hidden resentment. They smiled in your presence but carried jealousy in their heart. They spoke words of support but harbored intentions to dim your light. This person, whether they knew it or not, became a tool for the enemy's plans, a vessel to block your progress, to delay your breakthrough. But the divine sees all. The divine knows all. And now, the divine is exposing them, not to harm them, but to free you. This isn't about revenge. It's not about holding grudges or seeking retribution. It's about your liberation. The heavens are clearing the path, removing the obstacles, breaking the chains that have held you back. The woman who betrayed you, who spoke your name in places it didn't belong, who tried to sabotage your destiny, she is being revealed. Not so you can hate her, but so you can release her. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks this blessing. You cannot step into the abundance of heaven with a heart weighed down by bitterness. You cannot enter your new season carrying the baggage of the old. Let go. Release her. Release the pain. Release the betrayal. And watch how the heavens respond. The $30 million is more than money. It's a divine settlement, a repayment for every injustice, every closed door, every missed opportunity. It's heaven saying, I saw what they did to you. I saw how they tried to break you. I saw how you kept going anyway. This is your reward for your resilience, your faith, your refusal to give up. But rewards don't come to those who wait passively. They come to those who act, who believe, who say yes in the face of uncertainty. Archangel Michael is sounding the alarm because the spiritual clock is ticking. 7 minutes now. That's all you have left to align your spirit with this promise, to open your heart to this miracle, to claim what was always meant to be yours. You might feel a tremor in your soul, a sense that something is shifting, something is breaking through. That's not fear, it's alignment. It's your spirit recognizing the truth of this moment. You've always known you were meant for more. Even in your lowest moments, there was a spark inside you, a whisper that said, "This isn't the end. This isn't my story." That whisper was the voice of the divine, guiding you, preparing you, leading you to this very moment. The $30 million is not just a financial breakthrough, it's a spiritual one. It's proof that you were never forgotten, that your pain had a purpose, that your faith was never in vain. But faith without action is dead. The heavens are waiting for your response. Will you believe? Will you trust? Will you open your spirit to receive what's being offered? This is not a game. This is not a test. This is a divine invitation, a sacred opportunity that will not come again in this exact way. The spiritual realm is precise, and the window for this blessing is narrow. At 11 p.m. tonight, the transfer will either manifest in your life, or it will move to someone else, someone who was ready, someone who believed, someone who acted in time. You might be wondering, how can this be real? How can something so big happen so suddenly? That's the nature of miracles. They don't follow human logic. They don't adhere to earthly timelines. They move in the realm of the impossible, where the divine operates without restriction. The $30 million is not coming from a bank or a business deal, it's coming from the treasury of heaven, where abundance is limitless and provision is certain. But the divine requires partnership. It requires your yes. It requires your trust. It requires you to say, I believe, even when I don't understand. Archangel Michael is standing guard, ensuring that no force in the spiritual realm can steal this moment from you. He is clearing the path, silencing the voices of doubt, and breaking the barriers that have held you back. But he cannot force you to walk through the door. That choice is yours. The $30 million is not just about wealth, it's about purpose. It's about funding the dreams you've carried in your heart, the visions you've seen in your quiet moments, the callings you felt but never had the resources to pursue. This is your moment to step into that purpose, to live the life you were created for, to break the cycles that have bound your family for generations. The enemy has fought hard to keep you from this moment. He's used people, circumstances, and even your own doubts to try to derail you. But he's failed. You're still here. You're still standing. And now, the heavens are declaring victory on your behalf. The woman who tried to block your destiny, who spoke against you, who envied your light, she's been exposed. Not to shame her, but to free you from her influence. The divine is saying, enough. No more delays. No more sabotage. This is your time. You may feel overwhelmed, wondering if you're worthy, if you're ready, if this is truly meant for you. Let me tell you something, your worth was never in question. The divine chose you before you were born. The divine saw every mistake, every stumble, every moment you felt unworthy, and still called you chosen. This blessing is not about your perfection, it's about your purpose. It's about the divine plan that has been unfolding in your life, even when you couldn't see it. The $30 million is the manifestation of that plan, the tangible evidence that the divine keeps his promises. 6 minutes left. The urgency is palpable now. You can feel it in your spirit, in your bones, in the air around you. Something is shifting. Something is breaking through. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random moment. This is the divine reaching through the veil, speaking directly to your soul, calling you to step into your destiny. The $30 million is not just about wealth, it's about redemption, restoration, and purpose. It's about the divine making all things new, turning your mourning into dancing, your sorrow into joy. You've been through the fire, but you're still standing. You've walked through the valley, but you're still here. You've faced rejection, betrayal, and pain, but you're still believing. That's why this moment is yours. That's why the divine chose you. That's why Archangel Michael is speaking to you now, with urgency, with clarity, with power. The $30 million is the manifestation of every seed you've sown, every prayer you've prayed, every tear you've cried. It's the divine saying, "Well done. Now receive." But the clock is still ticking. 5 minutes now. The spiritual realm is alive with activity. Angels are moving, aligning resources, opening doors, and clearing obstacles. The divine is orchestrating a miracle that will leave you in awe. But you have to open the door. You have to say yes. You have to believe. The woman who betrayed you, the doubts that haunted you, the fears that held you back, they have no power here. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. This is your miracle. Think about what this blessing could mean for you. Not just for your bank account, but for your life. Imagine paying off every debt, breaking every financial chain, and stepping into a season of freedom. Imagine funding schools, businesses, ministries, whatever your heart has dreamed of. Imagine leaving a legacy that changes the lives of those you love, and even those you'll never meet. This is not just about you, it's about the ripple effect of your obedience, the impact of your faith, the power of your yes. The woman who tried to block you thought she could stop this. She thought her words, her actions, her jealousy could derail your destiny. But she didn't know who was fighting for you. She didn't know that Archangel Michael was standing guard, that the divine was watching. That the heavens were recording every move. Now, the tables are turning. The divine is exposing her, not to destroy her, but to deliver you. This is your moment of vindication, your moment of restoration, your moment of breakthrough. 4 minutes left. The countdown is real, and the stakes are high. This is not a moment to overthink or second guess. This is a moment to act, to believe, to receive. The $30 million is not a fantasy, it's a divine promise, backed by the authority of heaven. But promises require partnership. The divine is waiting for your response, for your faith, for your willingness to step into this moment with courage. You've been through too much to stop now. You've survived too much to doubt now. You've prayed too long to hesitate now. The spiritual realm is buzzing with anticipation. Angels are on assignment, moving resources, aligning circumstances, preparing the way. The divine is orchestrating a miracle that will change everything. But you have to open your heart. You have to release the fear, the doubt, the hesitation. You have to trust that the divine is bigger than your circumstances, bigger than your past, bigger than your pain. The $30 million is not just money, it's a declaration that the divine is for you, that the divine is with you, that the divine is fighting for you. You may be thinking about the people who doubted you, who laughed at your dreams, who said you'd never make it. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them watch as the divine lifts you up, as the heavens pour out a blessing so big it silences every critic. This is not about proving them wrong, it's about proving the divine right. It's about showing the world what happens when faith meets opportunity, when obedience meets provision. When a heart says yes to the call of heaven. 3 minutes left. The window is closing, but it's not closed yet. There's still time to say yes. There's still time to believe. There's still time to step into the miracle that's waiting for you. The $30 million is not a reward for your perfection, it's a reward for your perseverance. It's the divine saying, I saw you. I heard you. I'm with you. This is your moment to rise, to shine, to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. The woman who betrayed you, she's no longer relevant. Her influence is broken. Her words have no power. The divine has spoken, and his word is final. You are not defined by her betrayal. You are defined by the divine's promise. You are not limited by her envy. You are limitless because of the divine's favor. You are not bound by her lies. You are free because of the divine's truth. Let her go. Release her. And watch how the heavens move in your favor. 2 minutes left. The urgency is palpable now. You can feel it in your spirit, in your bones, in the air around you. Something is shifting. Something is breaking through. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random moment. This is the divine reaching through the veil, speaking directly to your soul, calling you to step into your destiny. The $30 million is not just about wealth, it's about redemption, restoration, and purpose. It's about the divine making all things new, turning your mourning into dancing, your sorrow into joy. You've been through the fire, but you're still standing. You've walked through the valley, but you're still here. You've faced rejection, betrayal, and pain, but you're still believing. That's why this moment is yours. That's why the divine chose you. That's why Archangel Michael is speaking to you now, with urgency, with clarity, with power. The $30 million is the manifestation of every seed you've sown, every prayer you've prayed, every tear you've cried. It's the divine saying, well done. Now receive. 1 minute left. The heavens are watching. The angels are waiting. The divine is ready. All it takes is your yes. All it takes is your faith. All it takes is your willingness to believe that the impossible is possible, that the divine is faithful, that the promise is real. Say yes. Open your heart. Receive the miracle. The $30 million is yours, but you have to claim it now. The clock is at 0. The window is closing, but your decision can still change everything. Say yes. Believe. Receive. The divine is waiting, and the miracle is yours. But wait, don't let the moment slip just yet. The divine is merciful, and even as the clock strikes 0, there's a whisper of grace, a final chance to align your spirit with this promise. The $30 million is not just a number, it's a divine mandate, a celestial decree that your season of lack is over. The heavens are still open, but the urgency remains. You felt the pull in your spirit, the stirring in your soul. That's not imagination. That's the divine calling you to step into your destiny, to claim what's rightfully yours, to walk in the abundance that was always meant for you. You might be thinking, what if I'm not ready? What if I don't deserve this? Let those thoughts go. The divine doesn't choose based on human standards of worthiness. The divine chooses based on purpose, on calling, on the plans he set in motion before you were born. You were created for this moment. You were shaped by every trial, every test, every tear to stand here now, at the edge of a miracle. The $30 million is not about rewarding your perfection, it's about fulfilling the divine's promise. It's about restoring what was stolen, redeeming every moment of pain, and repositioning you for a future of abundance. The woman who tried to block you, she's a footnote now. Her actions, her words, her envy, they were all part of a larger plan, a divine setup to strengthen your faith, to refine your spirit, to prepare you for this moment. The enemy used her to try to derail you, but the divine used her to elevate you. Every betrayal was a stepping stone. Every closed door was a redirection. Every moment you felt abandoned was the divine hiding you, protecting you, preparing you for a blessing so big it would take your breath away. Now, as the final seconds tick away, the divine is extending one last invitation. The $30 million is not just money, it's a divine shift, a supernatural breakthrough that will change everything. It's the provision to fund your dreams, to break generational curses, to build a legacy that will outlive you. But it requires your faith. It requires your obedience. It requires you to say, yes, I believe. Yes, I receive. Yes, I'm ready. The spiritual realm is electric with anticipation. Angels are moving, aligning resources, opening doors, clearing obstacles. The divine is orchestrating a miracle that will leave you in awe. But you have to act. You have to believe. You have to open your heart. The woman who betrayed you, the doubts that haunted you, the fears that held you back, they have no power here. This is your moment. This is your breakthrough. This is your miracle. Imagine waking up tomorrow, knowing you said yes. Imagine the peace that will flood your soul, the clarity that will fill your mind, the joy that will overflow in your heart. The $30 million is not just about wealth, it's about freedom.